Hello, Mike at MD Simmons Consulting. This is Joel from JND SEO, and I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can beat your competition online. And I don't want to waste your time, Mike. I don't want to waste mine, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. If at the end of the video you want to hear more information, let's set up a phone call. I can answer any questions for you. If not, no problem at all. I'm going to give you a bunch of free information in here that you could actually use for your site, and it could even stuff that you could do yourself if you were interested in doing that. So first thing we'll talk about today, we're going to talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about content, citations, and backlinks. So the first thing we'll talk about is content. And I'm on your home page here, and Google really recommends having about 1,500 to 2,000 words of content. Content isn't all words. It can be pictures depending on how they're saved as well, or even buttons and whatnot on your page. Now you guys don't have the 15 to 2,000. The reason Google wants that much is because the more you have, then you're offering more information out into like the internet. And that's what they really want. They want people to kind of help everyone out and offer information and free tips. The other strategy for that is some people do have blogs. So if we look over at JCB Roofing here, they actually do have a blog. And you'll see they also don't have anywhere near the 15 to 2,000 keywords, content here. But the blog will function similar. And that's because a blog is there to help people, and it obviously has a lot of kind of tips in it and whatnot. And that's what they really want. You're essentially offering out a service or something to everyone searching on Google, and that's what Google really does like. But the other reason that you do want to have that much content is that the more content you do have on your page, the more keywords or keyword phrases you can get into that content. So as an example, I've just put in roofing Savannah, Georgia here as an example. It's a search keyword that has really good volume to it. A lot of people search this every month. I believe it's 150. And also, it's what new customers would search. As you can see, they're not searching for a specific roofing company. First thing they're going to find are these ads at the top of the screen. And the second thing they're going to find is this map section, also called a GMB or Google My Business. And that brings us to our second tip of the day, which is citations. All right, so the top 3 companies here, this is all based on citations, and they show up in this little preview window here. You could view all to see the rest. And the way to get on here is just to have your business name, address, and phone number. It has to be those 3 things all listed together onto a directory site. These are sites like Home Advisor, Yelp, Yellow Pages, even social media profiles that you can set up. So you could set up a Facebook page, link it to your website. You could set up a Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, everything. And those all would function as citations. The key with them, though, is they have to be exact. The name has to be the exact same. The address has to be the exact same, not even a space difference, and the number as well. And as long as they are, then those count as citations. And citations are basically similar to backlinks, which we'll talk about in a minute. And they're just websites that are pointing to your website. Basically, that's like giving your site extra power. And it's saying that this site vouches for your site, meaning it's a good site. So after that, we're going to get to the organic section. We'll talk about this quickly before we jump into our third tip. So in the organic section, we're going to get 10 results per page. And these are all in reference to our keyword roofing Savannah, Georgia. We know that 2 parts of this, that way that Google ranks these, is based on content and keywords that we've talked about a little bit. So number 1 for roofing Savannah, Georgia is going to go to JCB Roofing. Number 2 is going to go to South Shore Roof. Then we're going to have the Better Business Bureau, which is actually a directory, and we could keep going to all 10, but I want to keep this a little bit on the shorter side. So I'm going to take your website, mdsimmonsconsulting.com. I'm going to plug it into a program called Ahrefs here, and this just kind of allows me to analyze your site. I see that you guys have your company name up here in the headers, which is really good to have headers. That allows Google to find you a little bit easier. And you've also got a keyword in here as well with a location, which is awesome. And so then let's talk about the backlinks. So you guys right now have backlinks and referring domains, right? So you have 26 referring domains, and you have 130 backlinks on those referring domains. So basically, you guys can do the math. 130 out of 26, you've got about 5 per page there. And The way this works is that referring domains are just websites that you guys have links on. It doesn't have to be a hyperlink like a Facebook page, for instance, where it has your web address, your business page that is, and you have your web address. That would be MD Simmons. That would be a referring domain, and people could click the link, but it could be actually like a button or a picture as well that someone clicks, and it redirects them back to your page when they click those links. And these also, like I said, just like the citations, these citations also are referring domains and backlinks. And those also would point back. And the more of these you have, the more trust, which is the UR, that your site's going to have. And the more you have, the more keywords you can be found for, and it's going to help your site overall and be ranked a lot higher. So essentially, these sites are vouching for you. So the more you have, the better. And the better quality that are related to services you guys do, the higher you're going to be ranked for that. You guys right now are showing up for 21 keywords, which is just like what we searched, roofing, Savannah, Georgia, as an example. And those are bringing, right now, you have 2 visitors coming to your site on average per month based on Ahrefs and on how they do it. So let's just run over to the competitor, JCB Roofing. They're one of the ones we'd have to beat, getting you to the top of the list here for the rankings. That's why we're using them as an example. And you can see they have 167 referring domains, sending them back 548 links. So they've got a little bit less than 5 links per website as well. And again, if people click those links, it sends them back to their website, JCB Roofing. They've got 517 keywords they can be found for currently, and that's bringing about 203 visitors to their site per month. Typically for the visitors, for every 100, you could probably expect between 20 and 30 calls to your actual number for every 100 visitors to your site. So if you had, 20 calls coming in, depending on what your ratios are, 20 calls could be, it could be probably 2 to 4 maybe jobs, depending on what your closing ratios are for estimates and, calls to estimates to jobs. That could be 2 to 4, we'll say, extra jobs per month. So Simmons Roofing is number 1 here, and that's your guy's name, obviously. People who search this know who you are. 100 people actually search Simmons Roofing every month. And for this one, you guys, this is your position. You guys are number 17. We know that the top 10, as we talked about, show up on the first page. So 17 is actually going to put you on the second page. I've actually found that 80 to 85% of people who do any search on Google do not go to page 2. So that's why what we can see right here is that for actual traffic, it's less than 1 that you're getting out of that 100 because of your ranking, and it's further back. So you're getting about half of a visit per month. Every 2 months, you'd probably get about 1 visitor from Simmons Roofing. So the ones that are named, like I said, people know who you are. It's probably some referrals. It could be people who saw your signs as well. But then you want to have ones like this that bring in new customers. Metal Roofing, Savannah, Georgia. 40 people search it. You guys are number 16 for that one. So again, second page. So it's got a little bit less than half of, it's at 0.27 of the 40. So it's a little bit less than 1 per person. So just the cumulative is giving you guys what you currently have with the 2. So if we just kind of scroll over to look at what JCB is doing, JCB Roofing, here's their keywords, their name first, 250 searching it. They're in position 1 for that, so they're getting 52 visitors per month of that 250 volume. So typically, if you're in the first position, you're going to get somewhere between about 20 and 35% of the volume that's coming to your site. And that's pretty much the highest percent you're going to get. Anything below number 1, the percentages go down. As you can see here for Roofer, Savannah, Georgia, there's 100 people who search it. They're number 6. So because they're 6, they're going to get 8 of the 100. So it jumps down about 8% for number 6. It does vary per keyword a little bit, but it's kind of in range there. So, but the key here is getting as many number 1s and being on the top 10 as much as possible is what's going to bring you these visitors. You can see they're clearly getting the most off of their number 1 sites here where they're number 1. So that's really the place to be. So for you guys, the biggest thing is that you guys do have some good keywords. You're just ranking on page 2 and 3 for a lot of them. So getting you on page 1 would really, really increase the amount of traffic and visitors that you're getting to your site. Like I said, adding 3 to 5 keywords, getting you in the top 3 should bring in about 100 visitors. That can be expected to bring in about 20 to 30 calls per month. And, that's going to be an extra 2 to 4 jobs depending on what your kind of closing percentages are. And you guys would know your numbers, of course. and that would for you guys. So for you guys, you really have three options at this point. I've given you all the information. If you guys aren't interested in really growing and you're happy with where you're at, obviously you don't have to do anything with the information. Number two, if you have someone you work with, show them the video. There's some great tips in here. It might help them out. I'd love to help in any way I can. Number three, if you guys have any questions, give me a call. We can talk about anything. Obviously, I do provide all these services that I have shown you. But also some of the stuff you guys actually could go ahead and even do yourself based on what I've shown you guys. Thank you for your time. I will give you a call just to follow up and see what you thought so I can help as many businesses as possible. But thank you guys and have a great day.